16 lanes. The circuit is given its name due to 2 lakes each side of the area that were originally used for drinking water and hydroelectric
Good evening,
power.
everybody, and welcome to another week of Delta T Racing Division 2. This time it is round 11, the penultimate round of the season, and we are at Interlagos, Brazil.
As the Sour Power circuit sits,
16 runners and riders in the lobby tonight, all vying for a chance to be the race winner, and it's good to be back once again for another week. Who have we got out? Let's just sneaked out the pits there. I believe it's one of the Alpines. It is the Alpine of CJ Stewart. Has a tendency to be quite rapid on the exits at the start of qualifying, and has done so once again, just ambling his way around. As a few others are beginning to make their way out. But as he's the first out, we'll stick on with Stuart as he is about to enter Juncel and begin the ascent up the hill in Sector 3 to begin his lap. So then into the centre S, in and out pretty smooth on the power, using the DRS to power his way down the straight. 17-1 in Sector 1. 2 to 4 and 5, nice and tidy. Turn 6 can have a tendency to be quite slippy, but navigates it well. Out the right hand of the turn 7, 8. Once again through Juncel and up the hill once again. The question is, what is going to be the time to beat? Coming across the line then, and it is a 1:08.9 to kick things off. Got a few on out laps, few starting the laps. Berserk is next. Goes half a second slower with a 1:09.4. And Reliot has gone 2 times quicker than Stewart. Has thrown himself up into first with a 1:08.7. Looks is stopped in Sector 2. Right on the line. Just trying to stay out the way of other cars on laps. Got a couple more times. Got Benny Burrow with a 1:09.5. Setafall with a 1:09.2. Got Cassell coming through Sector 3. Jordan's gone just in front of his teammate Stewart, currently reserving tonight in Division 2 with a 1:08.911. Cassell goes 6 with a 1:09.2. And Xavi in the Alfa Romeo has slotted in with a 1:08.998 in 4th currently. We've got Bogorossi just coming up to the line. That is a 1:10.0. Not an ideal lap, and I don't think he'll. I think he'll definitely improve on that. We've got Nexton coming through with a 1:08.707. That's very close to Reliot's previous provisional pole time of a 1:08.720. Just the 13 thousandths in it. As we've got pretty much everybody setting the time. We've got Lux with a 1:09.0. DK Athanasius slipped into 11th with a 1:09.314.
He managed 6 victories.
So just Kazingle and Guna to set a time. Guna's on an outlap. I'm assuming he's not got. Yeah, they've not got ERS. It's Stuart's invalidated. Is he? Yeah, he's building up an easy ERS for another lap. We're currently on a lap. We've just had some information from from one of the drivers that it's going to be a wet race, so things are about to get very interesting. As Gunnar is round the final corner, essentially, it's a long drive up to the line, and it is a 1:08.729, just 9 thousandths separating the two brothers. In opposing machinery tonight, all equal of course, but in opposing teams tonight, and yeah, very very close between the two. Zingle just finishing his outlap, so we'll go back to Stuart as he's about to finish his lap. He's 2 tenths up. Is it going to be enough to snatch provisional pole away at the minute? It's up to the line. It's a 1:08.747. So just over 2 tenths improvement, but not quite enough to get a spot on the front row. Neither take pole. So we've got Zingle on his lap. We will. And Lux has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. Not entirely sure how that's transpired. Because he must have lost it as someone was coming out. That's the only explanation I've got. If we could get some context on that, that'd be great. But we're just seeing Kazingo come up to the line then. Set his time, and it's a 1:09.391, which currently slots him into 12th. Just over a second separating the entire grid, pretty much. So it's very very close indeed. About 8.5 minutes left, just over. And Casella's gone pole half a second quicker than Nexton with a 1:08.205. That's a phenomenal lap. And the question now, I suppose, is going to be: can anyone beat that in the next 8 minutes or so? My guess would be yes, but it's going to take a lot. nevertheless, we see Nexton's got 2 tenths improvement. That's not going to be enough. He needs another 2.5 tenths in this final sector. I'm not entirely sure he's going to find it all, but he's up to the line then, and it's a 108.354. So a tenth and a half down on Cassell's time. Not an improvement from Elliott in sector 2. What about who have we got next? We've got Benny Bunno just coming into Junsao. It's a purple sector 2. He's half a second up. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He's lost it just out of Junsao there. He was up on his time by a considerable margin. It would have put him into the top 10 for definite. But he's lost it, and yeah. Mikey showing a little bit of an improvement. How much is it going to improve him by? Almost 4 tenths, and it moves him up to P6. So we've got Xavi on a lap as well. Just coming through the tight and twisty sector 2. A little bit of a wobble on the exit, but manages to keep control quite well. End of sector 2, then it's 4.5 tenths up, almost. Going to need a little bit more to challenge the front row. Can he get it? It's up for the line then, and it is a 108.482. That puts him into 3rd. That's a really good effort there from Xavi. So we've got Bogorowski about to finish his lap next. Is it an improvement or is it not? Up to the line, it's a 109.3. 7 tenths improvement. Mikey's in. And Xavi's on his in lap. So 5.5 minutes left in the session then. Majority of drivers are currently in the pits. As we see, I believe, one of the Alpines leaving the garage.
Was the last time any World Championship F1 race was won by over a lap.
Curious to see which one it is though. Is it? It's Jordan. Jordan going early then for his final run potentially. Wanting a relatively clear track. As a couple are now on outlaps. Bogorowski improving slightly again, but I would think he'd be coming in. We've got yellows in sector 2 and at the end of sector 2. Yeah, Bogorowski's in. Hammer slightly down as Jordan was letting people through. It's good to see. Hammer's improving by almost 1.8 tenths. But he's coming in. Benny Bunno to goal. Both Alpines then all on outlaps. So we'll stick on board with Jordan, as I believe he's the first. Jordan appears to be going slowly here. Is there a problem, or is he just yeah, it looks like he's going for two warm-up laps. Benny Bunner, I believe, improved to a 108.9. Kazingo is improving by 10th and a half. Moves back up to 12 for the 109.1. Stewart's coming back in. I don't think he's going to have enough time to get back out, unfortunately, but Relly steps across the line then. And it's a 108.415. Pushes him back up to third, ahead of Xavi. He's done well to hold on to it for that long. Gunnar had another cool down lap. We've got Jordan doing his proper lap this time. Yeah, Benny's in. So we've got the Merker Hammers just starting a lap. And I believe it's Jordan coming across next. Up to the line then. It's a 108.691. It moves him up to fifth. We've got the Red Bull and Nexon improving to a 108.163. Sorry, couldn't get me numbers out there. Mikey's just starting his lap. We've got Bogaros who's just starting his lap as well, I believe. Who's next across? Gunnar's just starting a lap. 30 seconds left in the session then. We've got the Merc of Hammers next across. Can he improve? It's a 10th and a half improvement to a 109.1. Is that the Haas of, yeah, that's the Haas of Cassell just crossing. So who we've got next? It's the Ferrari. Oh, and Berserk's just made it. Well done. And we've got Nexon coming in. So I believe the next up is Stewart's finished. So who've we got? So we've got Bogorowski. Not improving. Xavi's not improving. Gunnar's not improving either. Neither is Cassell. Oh, maybe no, Cassell's not. Neither are Hams or Berserk, so I believe that's it for qualifying. Yeah, everyone coming back in. So, in very close fashion, Nexton just nicks away pole from Cassell. And we're just awaiting the final two. Into their boxes. So then we've got Nexton on pole, as I said, with a 108.163, brilliant lap, and very closely followed, less than half a tenth away by Cassell in the Haas. We've got Xavi in third, Gunnar in fourth. two Scots in Jordan and Stewart in 6th and 7th, Mikey in 8th, Athanasiou 9th, Zetevol 10th, Benny Bono 11th, Hammers 12th, Berserk 13th, Kazingo 14th, Barry Bogorowski in 15th, and Lux in 16th. No doubt would have had a say in the pole fight, but did indeed get disqualified for allegedly blocking the pit lane, but not entirely sure why, because it didn't seem like there was anyone around him. So he is indeed starting from the back of the grid. Now, we were privy to this information prior, but it is indeed a wet race and it's looking pretty heavy. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's telling the drivers to do in terms of strategy. Is it personally, this looks a little bit heavier than it is weather for me, but you just never know. So, can I see a green wall tyre? We can indeed see a green wall tyre. I highly doubt it, but has anyone decided to opt for the wet tyres? No, they haven't. So then it's going to be interesting to see how drivers are set up. Obviously, knowing that it was potentially going to rain. Obviously, we have the strategies there. Strategy potentials. Rain is on approximate, so it remains to be seen if it gets heavier or gets lighter, and we might even potentially have a dry portion of the race. We will definitely find that out over the course of this 36-lap race, as we have cars beginning to line up then on the grid. Jordan's been disqualified as he's missed his pit box. Three, 4, 5 red lights then. And they're out and we're away. Looks like a brilliant start from the Aston Martin. Look to get away quickly as Nexon leads into turn 1 and 2, safely out of the centre S. There's a car wide, and that looks to be the Red Bull Zetevol. There's been an incident. We've got yellows between sector 1 and 2. As there's a gaggle of cars led by Kazingo out of the first sector. Lux has made 3 positions up off the line, as has Hammers and Mikey. excuse me. But all seemingly clean and tidy through this first lap currently. The back few have indeed caught back up to the rest of the pack now a little bit, and everyone's safely through then. As Jordan looking to get past Stewart, dragging Reliot through with him. Is Reliot going to get the move done? As well, side by side through 4 and 5. Stewart does see the position but tries to go up the inside into turn 6. And that was very brave, as we have the Alfa Romeo Xavi just in front, losing a couple of positions, and side by side with Jordan. Jordan does indeed get through. But then we've got Lux, who's made up 5 positions already since the start of this race, right from the back. Almost touching the top 10 already. As Athanasiou has quite a wild wobble, and Lux just makes it look easy. As him and Kazingo both get through on Athanasiou into 10th and 11th. But Cassell and Nexton up front, battling for the lead, and that's brought Gunnar into it slightly. With then the pack just behind of a couple of cars. Stewart losing a couple of positions here, following Reliot getting through as well. Loses another position to Hammers and has dropped down to 9th. Which is unfortunate for the Alpine driver. But so far everyone sort of a safe distance away from each other, nothing too much doing as we look through the grid. Owen Bogorowski. I don't want to say tapped Athanasiou around, because he could have closed the door on him as well, but yeah, that's Athanasiou around already. Looks getting through on Stewart. Stewart doing a little bit of ERS. Jordan sets the fastest lap of the race, and he's currently battling with Mikey for 4th position. Manages to get through. Oh, and he's lost it. Seemingly rode the curb too much, and all that good work undone. That's so unfortunate for the Alpine. It was going very well up to that point. But that means everyone below him, of course, gains a position. Stewart battling Mikey around sector 2. Mikey looking to place the car on the inside. Very respectful between the Alpine and the Mercedes here. It's brought Kazingal into play a little bit, and is he going to be able to get past these two in the next few corners? That remains to be seen. So these are the closest together, so we'll stick on board with these. As Kazingal gets Mikey, just about, I believe. Doesn't have enough to get past the Alpine though, but might be looking for a move into turn 4 here. Gets the better exit, sends it around the outside, and he's able to make the move stick into turn 4. Very well done there from the Aston Martin. And we've got yellows here as it's Hammers that's off track. He was just behind Stewart, but I'm not entirely sure whether he lost it on his own or whether there was contact there, as Athanasiou has now ended up at the back of the grid. Unfortunately for him. Gap up front from Nexton to Guna, then it's risen from 6 tenths to a second, and then it's coming back down again, as I would assume that Guna was probably using a little bit of ERS there to try and keep himself within touching distance. Cassell then a similar gap to Guna in second, as we've got Mikey here trying again on Stewart. Can he get the move done again this time? Manages to slow it down. Once again very respectful here. Got a little bit close there. I'm not entirely sure what happened there with Zetterville getting through. I looked away for a split second and it seemed like he might have dived down the inside of Stewart there, or around the outside, one of the two. But nevertheless, he's through. So then Stewart down in 10th. Doesn't look like these conditions are suiting him. Currently down 3 positions from his qualifying position, 7th. But a little word on looks here as he's was just over half a second away from Xavi. But Xavi all over the place here in these treacherous conditions. Oh, and Xavi's lost it. I'm sure that's damage. Can we see? Yeah, he's got no front wing left. He's going to have to box for a new front wing, unfortunately for him. Was doing well up until this point, but looks gaining another position, and from front to back has risen through in the last 6 or 7 laps, and is currently in the top 5. As we saw it a second ago, but Stewart is the first driver to get 3 seconds worth of penalties for track limits. And Berserk and Bogorovsky have both had an issue here, as Jordan runs over some debris. Not entirely sure what happened there. It seems to be two cars caught up in it. I'm not sure who. As Berserk pits, Xavi also pits to obviously change the front wing from the earlier incident we saw. But Zetterville then closing onto the back of Kazingo. The Red Bull driver going very well up 3 positions. Kazingo up 8. but nevertheless, very good races from them both, showing good pace in these intermediate conditions. Athanasiou one strap to the back, now currently chasing down Benny Bunno. The gap just about half a second, keeps fluctuating, but we have Cassell looking to pass Nexton. Nexton keeps the car inside. And Cassell seemingly shutting the door on Nexton, and that's allowed Guna through as well. Does Nexton have damage, as he could be losing 3 positions here by the end of Sector 1? Nexton keeps it in around the outside, but does indeed lose the position to Reliant temporarily. He may get it back. But we've got a battle for the lead in Cassell and Guna. Cassell sending it around the outside. Has the inside for the next corner. And Reliant manages to get through on his... Well, get side by side at least with his brother. Later on the brakes, and he manages to get second place. This is brilliant racing up the front here. And all this battling has brought Lux back into play with just under half a second gap. Definitely has the pace to Lux. It's just a case of, is he going to be able to make the moves and challenge for the win. We've got Bogorowski and Xavi on penalties currently as well. We've got Bogorowski with the 5 seconds. I'm assuming that's for pitting and speeding in the pit lane, and Xavi has 3 seconds for track limits. So 10 laps so far, and it's safe to say there's been plenty of action already. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I am. But nevertheless then, we've got Kazingo on the back of Zetavor. And keeping fairly close. Just take a breath for a second. While there's not currently anyone fighting ridiculously hard. And oh, and Athanasiu's lost it. Literally just as I say, just as I say I'm about to stop talking about to stop talking and take a breather from all this action. We have Athanasiu who's out, which has brought out the full course safety car. Reliant stayed out, which could be a blessing or a curse, but everyone else currently is in. That's Hammers in the pit lane. Is Jordan going to come in, or is he going to stay out? Jordan's in as well. Is Benny coming in? Benny's also coming in. I would assume Bogorowski would be in as well. Oh, and that's Jordan and Benny who've got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Xavi staying out because obviously he's only just pit, so this is an ideal opportunity to try and make up a couple of places. But the majority of cars are already out the pit lane. He's probably going to get Hammers on the exit, or maybe not actually. No, Hammers is just in front of him, managing to get out and stay in 10th. But everyone else apart from Reliant has pit, and he's caught the safety car already, which is in turn going to give everyone else that's just pit a chance to catch back up. Now, could this have been the wrong decision here from Reliant? As we all know how much of an advantage dry tyres have. In terms of pitting, especially under a safety car, but it remains to be seen how much of an advantage. Well, at least, for me at least, it remains to be seen how much of an advantage like worn inters are going to have against fresh ones. Really, it is a bit of a tyre whisperer, it has to be said, and he knows how to get the most out of a set of tyres, especially when drivers behind him have pitted for fresh rubber. so opting to be one of the only ones to stay out. Obviously Xavi and Berserk have done so as well, but they pitted a few laps ago for damage, as Benny and Jordan are in again. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Yeah, Benny and Jordan in again to serve their 5 seconds. Get it out of the way. As has Bogorowski, who I didn't see going, but I assumed he would have. So then, all change up front. We've got Relia out in front in first, obviously having not pitted yet, whereas the majority of the grid did last lap. Then we've got Cassell in second, maintaining position after maintaining position from the first lap. Then we've got Gunnar in third, up one from fourth. We've got Lux, who started at the back following that disqualification, and has marauded up the field in the first stint. I have to admit. We've got Nexon down 4, as he had that little bit of an incident and dropped a few positions from pole. We've got Kazingle up 8th, who started near the back, but not quite. We've got Mikey and Zettervold making up a couple of positions. We've got Stewart dropping a few, and Hammers making it back into the top 10. Xavi is down 8. One of the biggest losers. The biggest loser of all in terms of positions being Jordan. Started 6, currently at the back. Which is unfortunate for him, but he also has pitted twice to get rid of a 5-second penalty. Bogorowski up 1. Betty Bunner down 2, unfortunately for the AlphaTauri driver. But the other AlphaTauri is currently doing the business. Relia is a reserve currently racing in D3, but I have no doubt that if he's not in consideration for moving up to this current division, then it will definitely be in the conversation post-season. But the safety car is on its way in then. And we're underway again. Is there going to be any potential drama? We've got Berserk off. Went a little bit wide out of turn 2. We've got Xavi chancing the move into turn 4. But Berserk couldn't get the move done, and is at risk of losing his position to Benny Bunner. Keeps it. Oh, what's happened up here? Oh, it's absolute carnage. What's going on here? Well, the safety car's back out again, and I'm not entirely sure what's happened there, but there just seems to be a gaggle of cars just strewn across Sector 2, and multiple cars here have got damage. Seems to be mainly the back 5 in Hammers, Bogorowski. Jordan might have been caught up in that as well. I'm trying to see if he's got damage here. But then Mikey and Zettervold, as Hammers gets a 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Does anyone else? No, it doesn't look like it, as Bugros has slowed everyone down enough to, so they didn't. But Lux then has managed to get into the lead of this race after Elliot's pitted onto fresh inters. Has decided to bite the bullet this time, following a safety car coming out, and we had a couple of changes up front, aside from the melee in behind us. Gunnar is currently second. Nexton's made it back up to third. We've got Cassell in fourth, who's dropped a couple of positions from second. TJ Stewart's made it back up to sixth. Xavi started making his way back up after passing. Well, after keeping Berserk behind. So we've got the Alpha Towers in 9-10. And then, like I said, yeah, the back five. All in a bit of a kerfuffle. Which caused a safety car. So we've got Hammers in again. I'm assuming to serve his 5 seconds. We've got Berserk in onto fresh inters. Maybe the thought process behind that is he can then go to the end on this set of inters. But yeah, Lux currently first, having, as mentioned previously, been disqualified from qualifying for allegedly blocking the pit lane. I'm going to assume that he spun it and someone else was coming out at the same time. Can be quite easy to But yeah, he's been quite unlucky, Lux, in terms of certain events that have happened to him over the course of this season since he joined. Initially as a reserve and now full-time for McLaren. But does indeed have a couple of wins under his belt. Will be looking, as everyone will, to finish the season strong. But surely the safety car will be in this lap then, as it appears that everyone else is back with the rest of the pack. I would imagine the drivers are eager to get going for the final 19 laps of the race then. Hopefully safety car free, as the safety car is in this lap. Just trying to warm the tyres up. A little bit close for comfort there for Gazingle. Looks backing everyone up then. Just giving it a bit of a weave. And he's away just before the last kink. Up to the line. Goon is staying relatively close to him. But the objective now is going to be to not let him get away. As we have Stuart through on Xavi already. And Benny Bunno. Xavi just tucking in behind, but really it's going to be on a charge as well following his pit stop. Meanwhile, do we have anyone else? We've got a set of all wide. Oh, it nearly loses the car. Ferrari are berserk there. Meanwhile, up near the front, we've got gaps of about 7 tenths to second and third. A little bit closer, a bit further behind, but further down the order, then we've got Reliant getting close to Xavi and Benny. Is he going to be able to make the move? Either before turn 1 or at turn 1. Looks at the fastest lap of the race, 17.7. Benny and Xavi going too wide, not just blocking the way for Reliant there. As we've got Jordan losing the place to Bogorowski here. Does do into, seems to be having a little bit of an issue with Mikey right on the back of Jordan there as well. We've got Benny Bunner losing a couple of positions to his teammate Reliant and Xavi. Berserk getting past Hammers lower down the order. Everything's currently staying as it is up top. Not much to report in terms of changes over the last lap or so. Jordan closing in on the back of. Oh, what's happened to Xavi? So Xavi's round and that's gained positions for Benny and Reliant. What? Oh, and we've got Carnage into turn 1 then. And Benny's out. Oh God, what's happened here? Well, that's the third safety car. And just absolute carnage has just unfolded again. But this time turn 1. With multiple cases of contact. And Benny and Mikey ending up being the sacrifices in the end, as their race is over for this week. Well, folks. We can't say it's not been eventful in the last 20 laps. As there's been plenty going on. that's Gunnar, Hammers and Xavi all in. That's Gunnar just coming out of the pits. Hammers evidently needs a new front wing after colliding with his teammate. So DTR Stewart promoted to P5. Bogoroski having a brilliant race here, currently in P6. Seemingly managing to avoid all the carnage behind, and the Williams reserve here is having a very good showing. So there'll probably be one more lap of safety car here while we wait for the stragglers of Hammers and Xavi to catch up to the safety car. But in terms of top four, nothing much has changed. Obviously, Gunnar's jumped into the pits to go into a fresh set of inters. The top five then, all on 11 lap old 11 lap old inters, and the question is going to be, are they going to take them to the end, or are they going to pit again? Would be my question. You've got Bogoroski, Elliott, Jordan, Berserk, Zetov all on. And I believe I have been kicked. I believe it's desynced me, so we'll have to get back into this session as quick as possible. It's a real shame that, as we were just about to kick into high gear, I feel like, for the final 15 or so laps of the race. We are under safety car, so hopefully we don't miss too much. Apologies folks, game issues playing havoc here, but the safety car has indeed got in. We got back just in time as the race is about to restart. Looks slowing everyone up. And he's gone. Cassell was privy to it. He's managed to stay with him. We've got Jordan and Stewart. Stewart and Elliott have dropped out the points here with 13-14 laps of this race to go. That's not what you want. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but that's not what you want to see. Both were in decent positions. Stewart is on slightly older tyres, so that might have played a part. But we've got a set of all right on the back of Berserk here. Might be thinking about making a move into the final corner. And he's got a decent exit. Berserk flashes in front of him. Stays in the slipstream, goes to the left. Can he stick it down the inside into turn 1? Does so indeed, and manages to keep the position. Whereas Berserk might be under threat from Gunnar here. Gives him the space. Sends him to the outside. Keeps the inside of the corner and manages to keep 8th position. Meanwhile up front, Cassell's keeping looks honest here. Gap's roughly half a second. Cassell does have the penalty unfortunately, which isn't going to help his cause, but just needs to try and pull as much of a gap as he can between now and then. Stewart's lost another position here to Xavi, and he's now down in 12. Seems to be having a little bit of trouble getting traction there out the corner. Kazingo seems to be closing up to next in here for 3rd. Would be provisional 2nd if he can get the move done. Side by side. Nexton defends well there and keeps 3rd place for now. But we've got another long straight. Nexton with a bit of a wobble, which brings Jordan into play. Jordan's down the inside of Kazingo. Can he get Nexton as well? He thought about it, but manages to keep Kazingo behind. Bogorowski's still in 6th there. Driving very well. We've got Xavi right on the back of Relia. Is he going to think about making a move here? Not quite on this corner, but we've got Cassell still on the back of Lux. Just keeping him honest, making sure he doesn't make any mistakes. Further back here we've got Kazingo closing up to Jordan, who's made a rapid rise in the last few laps. Four-tenths gap. Is he gonna try something in the final few laps of Berserk? Nearly loses it into the back of Elliott here. And Stewart seems to be having a lot of trouble. He's burnt his DRS and is struggling to grip. Maybe the decision to pit might have backfired on him here. As Zetevol getting close to Bogorowski but can't pass him. And that's a lovely aerial shot as we watch the battle for 6th with Gunnar entering the fray. Zetevol sends it down the inside. Very close between the two. They're making contact here. And Zetevol comes off worse as he's dropped 2 positions following the contact with Bogorowski. I'm not really sure whether that was either way or just a racing incident. I'll leave that for the stewards to decide if it gets reported. But Bogorowski then down the inside of Xavi. And Stewart's out. I believe that's a pit retirement. Naughty, naughty. But he's opened up here at the back as there's a 5-way fight here for P8. Oh, that's contact from... And Xavi around. That's not what you want to see. The rain has absolutely brought out the worst in this race. It looks like, as there's been so much chaos. Bogorowski and Zetevol battling for 9th and 10th here now. Cassell just dropping back a little bit from Lux. Almost has, well, has a 2.3 second gap to Jordan. If you can stretch that out a little bit further in this next 8 laps, 9 laps even, then he's got a chance of keeping second. But Kazingle and Guna are in the hunt as well. It's going to be hard for the Alpine driver to keep them all behind, but can he do it is going to be the task for the next 8 laps. As Kazingle gets past Nexton, swapping positions side by side here. As Kazingle gets the 3-second time penalty, that's not what he needed at all. Will only currently drop to 7th, but 6th even. So he'll only lose 1 position at the moment. But if Elliott can get on the charge here and close that gap, to which it's looking likely, then that's going to be another position lost for Kazingle. We've got Guna on the back of the opposing Aston Martin. Is he going to be able to catch him past before turn 1? Gaining. He's moved himself out of the slipstream though. It doesn't look like he's looking to pass at the moment. Just happy to be dragged along. But we've got Bogorowski going into the pits again. Is this for another wing change, potentially? Nevertheless, back out on track, we've got Kazingle still on the back of Nexton, and Guna just behind him, keeping them both honest. As one small mistake could let him in and through into 4th. But currently, if Guna can get past Kazingle, he's in the fight for a podium here with Nexton. And Jordan being only 8 tenths away from the pair of them. Not really thinking about making a move though, as the gaps are beginning to form. Cazelle's closed down the gap to Lux a little bit, but already has the gap behind to Jordan of about 4.2 seconds. So the current podium would be as it stands. Lux, Cassell and Jordan who are currently in the top 3, but Nexton looking to change that. Jordan just keeping this train going behind him. We've got a yellow in sector 3. What's that for? Not entirely sure, but it's been cleared already. But we've got Kazingle then right on the back of Nexton. He's going to be able to get him this time. Gaining slightly, but not enough. Cassell just happy to be dragged through by Lux here. Lux has had supreme pace all week, all night so far. Rose through the ranks from the back. It's seemingly kept out of trouble, as well as Hammers and Javi currently swapping positions. Battling for the final points paying position. Lovely little battle there between the two. Oh, Jordan, a little bit of a wobble. Not enough to elicit a change though in the order. As Xavi gets another 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Fortunately for him, Bogorowski is a full pit stop behind, so it's not going to drop him any more positions, but it does affect him in his ability to get and keep 10th place for that final point. It's just unfortunately not going to happen tonight. Sticking on board with Kazingo then, as he might finally have a decent run on Nexton. Nexton flashing the slipstream. He's strong, but not strong enough, as really instead of all behind and Berserk have seemingly concertinaed into this into this three-way fight for 7th. Now, is anyone going to be able to make a move? No, Zettervold has enough of a gap behind him to be able to keep his 7th. Just the 3 laps to go then after this one, and looks just happy to see it out. Nothing silly, no unnecessary pushing. Yellow there was a brief yellow. As Nexton tries to send it around the outside, has the inside line out of turn 3, gets back into the if he but no ERS left at all to fight, and it feels like he's missed his chance a little bit to go for the podium here. Obviously pressure from Kazingle and Guna behind, but he can't get desperate, otherwise he's going to jeopardise his entire race for it. And I'm sure you'll all agree, 4th is still good points for the Red Bull driver, especially with championship rival Stuart Foxy not here. Then he can't afford to jeopardise his race over a podium. But does get fairly close to the back of Jordan once again. The Alpine driver having a stellar performance so far. I don't think he's been involved in anything. As Kazingle He's about to send it around the outside of the next. Can he get the job done? Gets pushed wide. And that looks like the end of that challenge, unfortunately for Kazingo. I think he tried to try something just to try and push that gap away from Settervold in 7th even further, but I believe he's only got 3 seconds worth of penalties. He does indeed. Cassell's got 5 seconds, so I was wrong previously when I said about him only having 3 seconds and just needing the 3-second gaps, but it's academic at this point. Pretty much, he's already got pretty much a 10-second gap then. But Nexton, he's much closer this time, but he's got no ERS. He's using every last sinew of battery he's got left to try and get this move done. On to the final lap we go then. And Kazingle here, he's pushing. Can he get the job done for 4th? Side by side. Can't get the job done. But he's been pushing like crazy. So fair play to him for fighting as well as he has. But just unfortunately not been able to get the job done. As now then we round Jinsao for the final time with our race leader. So once again in DTR Division 2 this season, Lux is your winner. Cassell takes 2nd, and Jordan are reserving the Alpine tonight from Division 3, takes 3rd. Next and 4th. Guna gets up to 5th following Kazingle's penalty. Settervold in 7th. Berserk 8th. Chavy's 9th. Reliot takes 9th following the penalty, but Chavy finishes 10th after finishing 9th on track. Hammer's in 11th then, and Bogorovsky, the final finisher in Division 2 this evening. Whew, what a race. Oh, it's been eventful. We've had 3 or 4 safety cars, I think 4 safety cars. We've had a disconnect from my end. Well, a desync from my end. Not allowing me to get, well, luckily it was only through the safety car. And yeah, Lux once again on the top step of the podium. Started right at the back, completed the last to first, gets 25 points for himself and his team, and that's it. And that's a solid race. Cassell, again brilliant drive, managing to hold his position from qualifying despite the 5-second penalty he received for, I believe, speeding in the pit lane. I could be wrong, but nevertheless, yeah, brilliant for keeping 2nd. Jordan 3rd. Yeah, great drive to secure the final place on the podium. But yeah, that has been one crazy race in in Division 2 again. A pleasure to commentate on. I must admit. So not entirely sure about some of the moves, but I'm sure that will all get ironed out in the stewards' reports, assuming there's going to be some. But yeah, if I don't know if I could pick a driver today, to be honest. There's been a lot of carnage. Lux is an obvious choice, but I don't like giving it to the winner all the time. But to be honest, I think I have to. I think I have to give it to Lux again this time, because it's not often you see a last to first, especially in these conditions, and he was practically at the front by second safety car. So yeah, Lux, congratulations once again on being my driver of the day. But yeah, once again another quality race. I'm just waffling at this point, so I'll end it and stop talking your ear off. So next up on the DTR calendar, we have Division 3 tomorrow around Brazil, and finishing up the week, we've got Division 4 with myself and the rest of Division 4, where we could potentially see the Constructors' title settled. And obviously for myself that'd be brilliant, but you'll just have to tune in and see what happens, whether we manage it or whether we bottle it. But nevertheless, I've been Havoc Connor, and we will be back for you soon with more DTR races for your faces. See you later, everybody.